Okay, I just wanted to wrap up what I said on the prior video about why you should not be purchasing DX lenses even if you don't have a full frame camera. And that is that A, Nikon is not heavily invested in DX lenses, and secondly, the resale value is poor, and third is that there are only really 3 DX lenses that I could recommend for your DX camera, that being the Nikkor 12-24 f4, the 10.5mm fisheye, and which is a wonderfully fun lens, and it's also great for use on full frame cameras, and it's also a damn lot cheaper than purchasing the 16mm. By the way, if you've got a full frame camera and you want a cheap fisheye, then get like a $320 used DX 10.5mm fisheye. Just use, since no fisheyes are really all that bloody sharp, then sticking your full frame camera in APS-C crop sensor mode and using that DX 10.5mm fisheye is a perfect choice. And the third lens, that is the only DX lens I can recommend, is the 35mm f1.8G. It's a beautiful prime lens. It's a bloody cheap. Like I said, Nikon's only got 21 DX lenses, and they've got nearly 3 times that many. Nearly 4 times that many, with 74 lenses for FX. So, you know, obviously, as is the case like this 24-70, as far as the crop sensor mode, angle of interception, there is not more light cast. You know, as I've said before countless times, nobody seems to understand what a crop sensor does, and it does nothing to the lens, it does nothing to the light of the lens. The lens has no damn idea and doesn't give a damn what size the sensor is underneath it. Every lens out there made by any company ever, period, is crapping out the same amount of light and the same circle of light out of its rear element. The only difference is the angle of interception. You're either intercepting that much of the circle of light, or you're intercepting, well, that's a bit radical, or intercepting that much of the circle of light. You know, FX or DX, the lens doesn't give a damn. It's angle of interception. And so the relative focal length, or the angle of interception, is obviously different, but there's no difference in light density in lux per square millimeter. Obviously, if you're using a full frame lens on a DX sensor camera too, you've ultimately got a much wider circle of light, even though you have a different angle of interception. So you end up with obviously lenses like this, which have an oddball relative focal length, 24-70. Then you've got, you've got 35 to 105 or 35 to 100. I mean, so you have an oddball relative angle of interception that this lens is transformed into when it is on a DX sensor camera. But it's got the better resale value, and if you ever quote-unquote upgrade, although I don't believe in the myth of the BS upgrade, because I've got the best full-frame cameras, and I've got the best DX cameras, and the notion of upgrade and full-frame having much better dynamic range or much higher gain. The higher gain of the larger photo sites has been drastically eliminated by SNR firmware algorithms. That is why there's a new breed of cameras coming out. Canon is the first one to roll them out. So if you have a DX camera, don't be shopping for DX lenses. Don't get, I got a DX camera, I got to shop for DX. Get that completely out of your mindset. Start shopping for full frame lenses. There's a lot more of them, and you can find them used a lot cheaper than you can, especially fast. If there's one thing that is a horrible value, just horrible, is a fast, used 2.8 speed DX lens. I mean, just insanely priced. I don't care who's selling it. The price is awful. The value is horrible. The resale value is horrible. Don't do it. It's far better, far cheaper, far superior, better circle of light to buy a fast, used, full-frame lens for your DX camera. Remember, you have a larger circle of light projection on a full frame. The DX is cropping out the sweet spot of that circle of light projection. DX lens has a smaller circle of light. It's a little cheaper to produce the lenses. However, they ultimately don't cost that much cheaper. That the sweet spot on it is obviously smaller for DX crop sensors. So start shopping for and concentrating on full-frame lenses for your DX cameras. I mean, it's just that simple. Just forget, other than those 3 lenses, you can basically forget that Nikon even makes DX lenses, or forget about it from Sigma and Tamron and Takina as well. Forget about it. You're pissing your time away. You're pissing your money away. You're investing in crap with no resale value or very little compared to full frame. So that's it. I hope I made that clear. And it's very strange to me that nobody else talks about this. There isn't another damn YouTube video out there where anybody's talking about this. They're not telling you, hey, if you got a DX camera, don't buy DX lenses. Well, I'm telling you flat out why you shouldn't. And I'm giving you the logical reasons why you shouldn't. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.